I'm not entirely sure why. We communicate so well off the court. We're around each other. Uh, like I said, we're family, we're a brotherhood, and when we're off the court, it's all jokes. We enjoy each other's company. So communication is not a problem off the court. It's just when those lights turn on and that ball's thrown up in the air for some reason, we don't talk nearly enough. We don't shout each other's name out, help, or just say the little things to allow that person to know that we're here. So I'm not exactly sure why. People would think talking is such an easy task. Such an easy thing to do out there on the court, but for some reason we never really did it.
What does that tell you about this team?
I don't know. I honestly don't know what it says. Like I said, we're a family, we're a brotherhood. We love each other. On the court, it's no different. The only thing that's different is us talking. Us communicating, us helping each other out with our voices, and we didn't really do that, not nearly enough during the course of the season.
Did that change right from camp? Was that right from the beginning of the year, or was that?
I mean, when we went on that run, when the season first started, when we were winning games, when everything was clicking, I felt like we were talking. Our defense was good, offense was great, everything was great. We were talking, but then at some point, the talking started to cease and started vanishing a little bit. But we tried to pick it up, and I thought we picked it up for the most part and started bringing that back out there on the court, what we had early on. But it just didn't last.
Did the talking coincide with the sharing of the ball? I mean, that was huge last year, and it didn't really translate this year.
People need to realize we're not the same team. We are not the same team that we were last year. We have different components, we have different parts, we have different players. We have different style of play. So us last year and us this year, it's like night and day. We're not the same team. So we can't compare how we played last year to this year because we're totally two different teams.
What's different?
Personnel, plays. And that's pretty much it. We have different players, so we run different plays. More people getting more minutes, less people getting less minutes, or vice versa. So everything was just different compared to last year, just because we had more weapons. Guys had improved in certain areas, whether it's myself or Tyler or Amir or JV, and people got more looks, more plays ran. So we were just completely different.
You mentioned a different style of play. Do you also mean more focused on offense than defense? Is that an
No,
issue?
I mean because last year we didn't have a Lou. So Lou got ISOs this year. Lou, had the ball in his hands in crunch time situations. We'd run plays for Lou. So all that being said, we didn't have that last year. Myself spacing the floor, like having plays run for me, or me making plays by putting the ball on the floor. I didn't do that last year. Gravis having more post-ups. He didn't have as many as last year. So it was just night and day with this team and with the offense that we ran.
Tougher to lose in 7 last year the way you did, or to go out this year in 4 straight?
Go out this year. I thought about that last year, just not knowing if we were going to win that game because Kyle's shot got blocked. So just not knowing if the ball was going to go in or not, compared to just the effort that we had these 4 games, by far. This year, it hurt a lot more.
You said it was a horrific effort.
Mm-hmm.
How do you, going into the offseason, how do you work on something like that for the offseason?
You can't really work on effort. That's the thing. It comes from within. It just comes from your passion, your will, the respect for the game, and that's it. So you can't really work on effort per se. So whenever game time comes along, it's just all mental. It's all mental. It's all about what you put into the game and how hard that you play. So as far as effort in the off season, you can't really work on it. All you can work on is just areas of the game that you need to improve on, and that's it.
For a team that is so tight off the court, what's it like to kind of go through this sort of disappointment together?
Hopefully it'll make us stronger. Last year, the way we ended things, I felt like made us stronger going into the season. So with the way that we performed this year in the playoffs, I'm hoping that we go into the summertime, everyone's focused on returning to the playoffs for the following year. So work hard on whatever area of the game that they need to improve on, and then when we come back in September and we work out prior to going to training camp, we all are on the same page. We're even more hungry and even more focused than what we were this year.
Gravis, just mentioned this group getting another opportunity to be together to prove people wrong. Do you also feel the same way?
I mean, I hope so. I hope that we're all back together again next year to, play more basketball together.
If the offense was night and day this year, just because it's different personnel, does that mean the personnel have to change next year?
You got to ask Masai that one. Like I said, I hope that we're all here next year. I feel like we have something brewing here. We have something special. So I feel like, and I hope that everyone on this roster is back. Because, like I said, we're a family, we're a brotherhood, and I wouldn't want to see one of my brothers go away. But at the end of the day, that's not up to me. It's up to Masai and all those people upstairs.
Why do you think there's something special here? Like, what do you see?
Just what we've done, since the trade, however long Toronto has been in the dark years, they have something now brewing, something special as far as winning teams. Although, of course, we wish that we could have gone further in the playoffs, but I felt like what we did last year after the trade was definitely a step in the right direction. Us winning the division and also, although just winning one game more than last year, is still a step in the right direction and making it back to the playoffs again. So I feel like we're improving. I feel like we're getting better. I feel like we're building something for the future. But it's a process, It's not going to happen overnight. Hopefully it happens sooner rather than later, of course, but it takes time. And I feel like what we have on this team is something special, and I'm hoping that we all come back next year and get to build even more and play more with each other.
All that said, was it a step back this year, though?
See, it just depends how you look at it. I feel like it wasn't a step back just because we were able to accomplish so much. Lou being sixth man, Kyle being an all-star, us winning more games than we did last year and also winning a division title, selling out games in the arena, so I feel like it wasn't a down year. I don't feel like it was a step backwards just because all the things that we accomplished, although we wanted to accomplish more, although we hoped to accomplish more and go further than what we did, I still feel like it wasn't a letdown. I don't feel like we went backwards.
Pat, for you personally, do you like this role as a second unit guy, as an energy guy, or do you have aspirations of?
I mean, of course, I'd love to start. Bottom line, what NBA player, what competitor would not want to start? So my number one thing is I'd love to be a starter. But like I said last year, as long as I'm comfortable in my role, as long as I know my role, as long as I have an impact on a team and I'm getting playing time, I'm happy. So that's all that matters to me at the end of the day is that I'm playing.
They're your brothers and they're your teammates and everything, but Tyler's a free agent and you're a free agent. It would seem like there's a potential opening for you to maybe move into that slot.
Yeah, it would seem like that, but it's not my choice. It's not up to me. It's up to coach. It's up to Masai. It's all up to what they want, what they feel like we need. And if that's me, then so be it. If not, then I'm just going to continue doing my role.
Wait, do you think Wayne's message got through in the last half of the year in the playoffs?
Yeah. He relayed it. He said it so much that it had to have been embedded in our heads. And I felt like it did. I felt like all of us tried our hardest to play tough every single night on both sides of the ball. And Coach Casey, he's definitely a guy who's always going to, tell it like it is. He's not going to sugarcoat things, and that's what we needed. And I felt like that's what was needed for us, especially in that second half of the season whenever we were playing so rough. But yeah, I think his message got through.
Do you think the offensive approach needs to change at all? I mean, despite the good numbers in the regular season, it seemed like in the playoffs didn't quite work as well.
Just credit to Washington. Credit to Washington for doing their homework and making us go to our second and third option. Trapping Lou, trapping DeMar, trapping Kyle, and making other people make plays. Trying to make them uncomfortable. And so I wouldn't say it was necessarily offense that needs to be changed or anything, but it was just all Washington and their schemes on defense and what they did to us.